Queen RANAVALONA, the evil queen of Madagascar. This African ruler, also known as Ramavo, was considered a bloodthirsty, oppressive tyrant and benevolent dictator who would rather kill you than grant you any form of freedom. She was born in 1778 on an island of Madagascar of the Marina Kingdom as a princess and officially crowned in 1828. Queen RANAVALONA had a 33-year reign to the fourth largest island of the world. She was a descendant from the most dominant ethnic group, the Marina of the Indonesian descent, and had hostile policies with evil schemes during her reign. As an assassination attempt on the king was noticed by her father, RANAVALONA was adopted and gifted to the first son, Prince Ramada I. In 1810, the son Ramada I took the throne, and of course, they didn't have a happy marriage. RANAVALONA was the first of his 12 wives, and although she was elevated rank amongst those wives, she was not favored to the king, and she did not bear him any children. King Ramada I and RANAVALONA were in constant conflict with one another on how the country should be ran and who should be allowed in. Ramada I was successful in his reign by abolishing slavery, incorporating foreign trade, and was eager to bring in foreign influence as it made the country prosperous. Suddenly in 1828, the king dies at the age of 36 without leaving behind any successor of his own. It was rumored that she killed her own husband by poisoning him, yet it states he died to syphilis or cirrhosis of the liver. People even believed he killed himself by slicing his own throat due to the excruciating pain, or maybe Queen RANAVALONA had assistance. Although they tried to keep his death secret, the military found out and positioned themselves to support and protect her to reign, as she made allies within her time as queen. Queen RANAVALONA believed her right to the throne was indebted from her husband before his death, even though it was never decreed. Prince Rakatobi, Radama's nephew, would have been rightful heir, but was murdered by her officials, and the women of royal blood, including Rakatobi's mother, was kept in dungeons and left to die. This was against the belief to shed any form of blood by royal women at this time. And Queen RANAVALONA could care less about it as long as she eliminated any threat to her rule. She expelled or destroyed all foreigners in her country and stripped all colonials of their titles, nullified all of Madagascar's treaties with Britain and France, and became hostile towards Christianity by banishing the teaching of religion, although it was the teaching of her people. She also murdered Christians and missionaries by throwing them off high places, setting them on fire, torturing them to death, and she called it something as a progressive amputation. Queen RANAVALONA, the propaganda mistress, cut off the heads of the slain Europeans, impaled them on spikes, and lined them along a beach, facing the ocean as a warning for any new foreigner or incomer willing to take her land. Her own poor citizens that couldn't pay taxes were forced to work far away from home to where if they tried to return, they would die getting back. Queen RANAVALONA would incorporate hunting parties up to 50,000 for buffalo, taking slaves to make ways for royal roads, and they also ended up dying. These types of trips lasted 16 weeks to build these royal roads for Queen RANAVALONA to travel to, and most men, women, and children did not make it back. Now, to keep her soldiers paid, she would let them loot, steal, and pillage, finding non-existing enemies to fill their pockets. And for them to prove loyalty to her, she forced them to eat raw chicken skin, and if it was thrown up, was still punished to death and noticed as a traitor. Queen RANAVALONA killed off 75% of her population in her own nation, including all the family members, to prevent a coup. She killed traitors by boiling them in water, oil, or straightforward execution. Then she imported slaves by the thousands to replace her population, even though she resented this as a foreign affair. This queen died peacefully at the age of 80 in her sleep due to natural causes, and her son, from another relationship, I believe, became heir. Now, she is known as one of the most brutal queens that have ever ruled, so much so they call Queen RANAVALONA the Cruel. Another queen that maintains her throne by killing off all who try to defy her. Her disdain for her husband's other wives may have been the idea for this untimely and excruciating death. Is it possible that the rumors are true, as her reaction to his death was to immediately be put heir to the throne? Now, although there are times, and of the most barbaric times this was placed in, there have been rules that have been enforced such similar with harsh punishments, but the common reign of queens killing off members to keep the reign is shown throughout history, almost as if they feel so empowered to reign for eternity. Being born of nobility and awarded to a kingdom doesn't bring credit to her actually being capable of ruling a kingdom, but she is the one that was determined to do it out of spite. It states she was succeeded by her son Radama II, but it is also noted that she didn't have kings with Radama I. So who was this son with? Or was he another wife's son? Did she have children after Radama I? Who knows? So you can see that there's no humility in queens once they are crowned, and they always seek chance to gain more power that was given. The most ungrateful and treacherous act to remove all that came before them, even their own kings, to prove they are capable of such power. Many historians see good in her politics for the sovereignty and restrictions she's placed on her nation, but most see it as true evils a woman can have with such power. The highest ranking a woman can have in a kingdom, the queen, but yet it is not enough. They have to rule all they deem fit, no matter the cause. This historical and current idea of taking down the patriarchal structure of any kingdom or society with a demand to be respected even though they have these tyrannical beliefs and ideals, you see today. The chaos that comes with manipulative and treacherous behaviors of such women who demand the power they feel they deserve. It is known throughout history that power can corrupt, but we also forget to consider is that when women have absolute power, they corrupt absolutely. But what do y'all think? Don't forget to like, comment, share, or subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell to alert you for all my new videos. You can also support me on all my social media platforms with links in the description box below. And as always, I thank you all for watching.